We're explaining how to resolve the 413 Payload Too Large error in your Angular and ASP.NET Core application. This error happens when you try to send data, like a large file upload, that exceeds the server's configured maximum request body size limit. To fix this, we need to adjust settings on both the client side, Angular, and the server side, ASP.NET Core. 1. First, let's tackle the ASP.NET Core backend. Open your right single quote startup.cs right single quote, or right single quote program.cs right single quote in .NET 6 and later. File and locate the configure services method. Inside this method, you'll need to add a service to configure the maximum request body size. You can do this using the app use async context next =, context.request.enable buffering, await next, middleware. This allows the server to handle larger requests. You'll also need to modify the configure method and add app use request localization options, which is essential for handling large file uploads. 2. Within the configure services method, you'll use the services configure form options options.value length limit int.max value, options.multipart body length limit long.max value, options.multipart headers length limit int.max value. This sets the maximum size for the entire request body, and the right single quote options.value length limit right single quote specifies the maximum size for individual form fields. Remember to adjust these values appropriately based on your expected file sizes. Don't set them excessively large unless absolutely necessary. 3. Now let's address the Angular front end. While Angular itself doesn't directly impose size limits, large file uploads might cause issues in the browser or with network communication. The solution is to use a suitable HTTP client library in Angular that supports large file uploads like the HTTP client, along with form data to handle the multipart form data. 4. In your Angular service, create a method to handle the file upload using HTTP client. Within this method, use the form data API in JavaScript. Add the file to the form data object and then send the request to your ASP.NET Core API endpoint. For example, const form data =, new form data, formdata.append file. This .http.post API URL form data, subscribe. 5. Ensure your Angular application handles potential errors during the upload process. Implement proper error handling to gracefully inform the user about upload failures due to size restrictions or network issues. Thorough error handling will enhance user experience. 6. After making these changes, rebuild and redeploy your application. Test with a file larger than your previous limit to verify the solution. If you still experience problems, double-check the values you set for maximum request body size in your ASP.NET Core configuration, and ensure the file transfer is completing correctly on the network side. Ensure your server has enough resources, memory, and disk space to handle these larger files. Remember that increasing these limits excessively can create security vulnerabilities and performance problems, so use caution and choose values appropriate for your application's